Hi, I'm Rick Levine, astrologer for Tarot.com, and we're going to talk about the moon in Gemini. Let's first spend a moment or two talking about the moon in general, because the moon is the fastest moving thing up there. We astrologers refer to it as a planet, but she's the moon. And the moon goes around the earth and therefore through each of the 12 signs of the zodiac once every month. Now you can actually do a calculation and find out where the moon was when you were born. If you were born with the moon in Gemini, then you hold that energy throughout your whole life. Gemini is an air sign. Air is about thinking, because thinking is about mental intellectual movement. It's said that the shortest distance between 2 points is not a straight line, but a thought. So Gemini is about how we connect the dots. Gemini is interactive. Gemini is always in motion. There's a restlessness. There's this sense of always being pulled in different directions because Gemini energy is interested in gathering information. Regardless of what sun sign you are, if your moon was in Gemini when you were born, you feel like a Gemini. You want more information. You need to know things. The Gemini moon needs to be clever, needs to be around people who are witty. There's a lightness and an airiness. Now remember, the moon is always moving. So even if you were born with the moon in another sign, once a month, we all are kind of like honorary Geminis. While the moon is moving through Gemini, we may be a little bit more scattered, fragmented, less focused. If we have a job to do that requires incredible concentration, we may end up being totally frustrated because for some reason, every time we sit down to work and we focus and we concentrate, we get distracted by another pretty light or another thought or another idea or another phone call or another email. Now, if the sun is in the sign of Gemini while the moon is moving through Gemini, then we have a new moon. And this happens toward the end of spring. This is a time, like all new moons, to plant seeds. That's a thought, an idea, not necessarily a concrete project. And in fact, the seeds that we plant in Gemini often can go many different ways. So the idea of the new moon in Gemini is to start something new, but with room to explore as you move through its creation. While the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius, toward the end of autumn, the moon moving through Gemini will become full. What this is a culmination of the ideas or the seeds that we planted 6 months ago. So in effect, Sagittarius is not about being distracted by every one thing then another. Sagittarius is being attracted to one thing that's far away. We can refocus our energy so that if we've now started something that's become a major idea, a major process in our life, just taking some course of action, we can put it into perspective and remember there's lots of other things that are going on too, so we can then narrow our focus once again. For Tarot.com, I'm Rick Levine.